It's pretty late, and most of you hear me in classes anyway. So what shall I say? Yeah. You notice anything and everything is offered to Shiva. Shiva is supposed to be the source of everything. If you look at it in today's world, we look at Shiva as one of the Trinity. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Now, Shiva is a name that comes in the Veda, comes in the Upanishads. The Veda mentions 11 Rudras, manifestation of Shiva. So how come everything is attributed to Shiva? It is easy to say, well, Shiva is Ishvara. In fact, when the worship in Sanatana Dharma started shifting from the Vedic to the Puranic, if you look at it, in the Vedic worship, there are no murtis. There are no forms. It's only a homa, where in the fire, you will invoke all the devatas. Maximum, you will draw a yantra indicating a particular devata, a geometrical pattern. All worship was like that. But when the Dwapara Yuga passed away, Kali started. The Rishi, especially Vyasa at that time, knew that in Kali Yuga, it will be difficult to keep the Vedic forms of worship going. You still have it as part of our samskaras. Yagnopivitaha. That's straight marriage, nothing else in between. And then, of course, the Antima samskaras. So some of the Vedic things are kept going. But predominantly, our worship is Puranic. So when this transition was happening from the Vedic form to the Puranic, the first form for Ishvara was the Shivalinga. So Shiva was not at that time looked upon as one of the Trinity. Shiva was Ishvara, Parameshwara. You take all forms and put together, you'll get a lump. That was the Linga. Half of it visible to you, half of it buried in the Pita, otherwise known as Shakti, Maya. So Shiva was Ishvara. And Ishvara is the source of everything. Therefore, since Ishvara is the source of everything, anything and everything is offered to Shiva. That is why Shiva is also represented paradoxically. If you look at the gunas mentioned, they're all paradoxical. Mangala Swarupaha Amangalyam Sheelam. His Swarupa is nothing but auspicious. But how does he live? Amangalyam. No rules, no regulations. Funeral pyre, lives in the smashan. So that's why the Aghoris worship him like that. Naga Babas worship him like that. Long ago, if I had accepted that offer, I would have been a Naga Baba now. Okay? So Shiva is considered as Ishvara himself. And because Shiva is Ishvara, it has to be paradoxical. Why? The one which is beyond all forms holds all forms within itself. The one that is beyond all forms will hold all forms in himself. So all the pairs of opposite will be there. So that is indicated in all these ways. Great yogi as well as a householder. Believe me, it's very difficult to become a great yogi if you're a householder. There is only so much you can do. Because if you're really going into Hatha Yoga, I experimented with some of it in the pranayamas, qigong, etc. It takes 6 to 8 hours of practice every day. Who has got the time for that if you're a householder? 6 to 8 hours of practice, plus earning a living, spending time with your wife and children, or your husband and children. Give me a break. But this is Shiva, okay, Ishvara. So you will find all the opposites within him. Because when you say Shiva is the pure consciousness, Ishvara, Advaita, Advaita means what? That which holds everything within it. That which does not have anything separate from it. That which does not have any divisions within it. Therefore, it is for the sake of worship, represented as Ishvara, represented as having all types of opposites. Jnanam of dance, music, it's Shiva. The art of war, Shiva. Vedanta, Shiva. That's why he's also presented as Adi Guru. Not only as Adi Guru, as some people make that mistake, that he's only Adi Guru. No. He's Adi Guru as well. He's Adi Yogi also. He's Adi Yodha as well, martial arts. He's Adi musicians as well. So what is he not? What is he not? That's why the whole, if you look at any of the stories, unless you take Shiva as Ishvara, there's no explanation for it. Where did Sanskrit grammar come from? Is Damaru. The first sutra is Maheshwara Sutrani. Ayun, Rulruk, Namangananam. It's a play of Damaru. Sounds. But that is the basis for forming a meta language. It's almost mathematical. But it's represented as sounds. Because all language is sounds anyway. So that is from Shiva. Natarajaha. From the Nata, three streams of knowledge came up. Just from one Nataha. Nata is also known as Simha Krida, a form of movement the warriors used to practice. It's an old form. There's supposed to be some 108 forms of movement forms. We are trying to recreate some of them. They have been lost in the antiquity of history. We have got about 15, 20 of them, not more. Trying to recreate from that. Let us see if we can do it. May happen, may not happen. His will. And from this Nata came. So from Simha Krida came martial arts, hard form, soft form. From Simha Krida came Nata came yoga, hard and the soft, both. From the same Nata came dance, the Laya and the Tandavam, both. From the Damaru came Sanskrit, music. What has not come from? Why? Because Ishvara is the source of all knowledge. And Shiva was looked upon as Ishvara. That's why they also say Mahadeva, Adideva, etc. These terms come because he's Ishvara. You can also look at him as one of the Trinity, because anyway, all of it is manifestation of one consciousness. You're looking in a threefold manner. One Ishvara looking in a threefold manner. So that is fine. So Upanishads are there written on Shiva. The whole Shiva Puranam is there. Padma Puranam deals a lot with Shiva. So where does it go? Where does it end? It ends only in discovering Shiva as yourself. Yeah, that's what we do in our Vedanta teachings, to discover that Shiva is non-different from you. You are non-different from him. With that, almost past 10:25, we have a few minutes to wrap up. Please stop. Om Tat Sat.